Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Small Town Nerdcast. I'm your host, Bry-Fy, your comics guy.
Quiet, boy.
And that's RJ.
Stop.
Ow, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Okay, thank you, bud. Whoa. Anyway, sorry, no episode last week. Just
boy.
everyone in the house is getting sick and all kinds of things, and now it's RJ's turn. Mommy was first, so we were busy taking care of her. Now it's RJ, and it looks like I will be shortly after that. So we've just been having a whole bunch of fun here in the Bry-Fy household. Anywho, not too much to talk about today. We got some nifty nerd news to get through, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll talk about what I've been consuming as far as entertainment this week. So, let's just get into the gist of it so we can get this done and over with for you guys. And you can enjoy the rest of your week or weekend, whenever that starts for you. Anywho, up first in the nifty nerd news, I came across this tweet from Discussing Film, which said Vin Diesel can relate to why J.R.R. Tolkien stopped writing The Lord of the Rings, as quote saying, "It's so hard to continue mythologies. No one thinks about that in context." Which sounds really ridiculous when you think about the mythology of The Lord of the Rings and the Fast and Furious franchise. Those are not two franchises I would pit together, but... Oh, I'm talking too loud. But when you really think about it, we will go to Walmart in a little bit, bud. Walmart is our playground now, because that's all there is to do in this small town.
Don't be quiet.
I'm not being quiet. You be quiet. That's right. Open mouth cough, just right all in my office. I just enjoy that sickness because I am down with it. The sickness, that is. Wow. I'm sorry. Anywho, I think it's hilarious. It's kind of funny. But when you think about it, there are now more Fast and the Furious movies. There are more hours of Fast and the Furious than there are even with director's cuts of Lord of the Rings. So who is the larger mythology now? The old dead man. Plus, Vin Diesel's Groot, so, he kind of gets a pass. Moving on to the next bit of nifty nerd news. The new reboot of Barney the Dinosaur is quote-unquote traumatizing fans. And this is coming from a UK website called Mirror. I guess they've been showing the reboot to, I guess, groups, or I don't know. I don't think it's actually on TV. I've been trying to look for it, and I don't really see anything. But from what I can tell, for the people who have seen it, they are very traumatized by it. Now, to be fair, the people who are saying that they are traumatized by the new look of Barney the Dinosaur are the people like me who grew up with it in the 90s and, fell in love with that big giant plush version of it. We had stuff like Sesame Street, the Muppets, Barney the Dinosaur, all this like physical, tactile things and children's shows that we see, and now it's animated. And I guess it's terrifying to people. I don't know. Honestly, at the end of the day, grow up. It's not your thing anymore, it's like with just anything, you grow up and you get mad because it's not like how you remember it. But then you got to remember that the thing that you're getting upset about is designed for kids of the era that it's aired in, so Barney's designed for kids of this age, not of you back in the 90s when things were just simpler or you just didn't care about as much stuff. Same with like anything you like, Pokemon, superheroes, other like video games. Like it's just all forms of entertainment have a time and place, and unfortunately, that's not always doesn't always grow up with you. Now, when shows do things like that, and I said do when shows grow up with you and pay homage to those, like the nostalgia effect, like Power Rangers did when they bring back like Tommy and like other Rangers, or like how Blue's Clues brought back
Daddy
Steve,
White,
and
cookies.
RJ wants a snack.
Daddy White, cookies.
Do you want it right now, or do you want to wait 5 minutes?
Daddy White, cookies, and please.
Okay, well, you said please, so I will pause this, and then we'll go back and get some cookies. All right, hang on.
Come here.
All right, sorry for that quick little side quest there. Let's get back into the news. I didn't know this was happening, but this is going to be coming out in 2025, a live-action adaptation of How to Train Your Dragon, which I know I'm sorry. RJ's like, stop getting excited about these things, Dad. And I know I just went on this giant rant about how these shows, don't grow up with you and things like that. Shush, you little turd. But I don't know. Maybe it's too soon for well, I don't even know when the last How to Train Your Dragon came out. Now that I think about it, we can do a quick Google search here. Say, when did the last How to Train Your Dragon? When was the last How to Train Your Dragon? I don't know why I started. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World was in 2019, which was 4 years ago. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it would have been 6 years removed by the time the live action comes out. And the original How to Train Your Dragon, which I'm guessing the live action one would be based off the original, came out in 2010. So we'd be going on 15 years after the original. Which, I mean, when I look at it in that way, it makes sense. And to be honest, I would love to see an awesome live action version of How to Train Your Dragon.
Quiet.
Why are you so rude, RJ? Now, do I think they could do, like, it's going to have different actors in general. Like, it won't have the same voice cast. RJ, get your sick hands off my lips when you shush me. Nasty, nasty. Look, it's a dragon. Do you want to watch How to Train Your Dragon?
To the dryer.
To the dryer?
Dryer.
Put the dragon in the dryer? You're rude. You're rude.
You're rude.
Anyway. Moving on. Looks like Disney has come out and finally said, we've put out too much content. and a funny news, Disney's chief, Bob Iger, however you want to say his name, has said that he wants the company to be better at curating releases and fiscal discipline. Fiscal discipline moving forward will impact how often they put out content and stuff like that. And let's be honest, as much as I've loved all the Marvel and Star Wars and just things that have been coming out of Disney, it is a lot, and it is hard to keep up with everything that's coming out. Hell, I just started watching The Bad Batch again, and I still haven't watched Andor, even though it's been critically acclaimed and the best thing since sliced bread, and I just haven't gotten around to it. Not even to mention all the Marvel stuff that's still dropping that I'm desperately keeping up with and hopelessly keeping up with. It's a lot, man. It makes it tough to keep up with all this stuff, even as just a casual fan. Thank you, RJ. Sorry if I pause or there's weird sighs and things. It's because my son's frustrating me and I can't beat him.
Sorry.
Yeah, are you sorry? I love you. You are funny, though, RJ. I appreciate this.
One more.
We were going to go to Walmart. I got one last thing to talk about. And that last thing is Abraham motherfucking Lincoln.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I shouldn't say bad words on here. Anyway, I had no idea about this, but Abraham Lincoln used to be an accomplished wrestler in his youth. How accomplished? In the 12 years that he was a professional wrestler, he only lost once. In fact, some would say he even revolutionized the world of wrestling. This man was huge. 6'4", however many pounds, some just belt busting, gut busting, 20-something kick-ass sort of man could weigh. I don't know. There's even depictions of him performing the first choke slam on someone and literally picking some fool up and slamming him down. This is the most impressive thing that I've ever heard about, and just I don't even know. And there's like a well-known story apparently that Abraham Lincoln like beat up the town bully. I think his name was Jack Armstrong. Which sounds like an awesome name anyway. And the Clary Grove Boys is the gang that he led, and they would force new settlers into a barrel, nail it shut, and roll it down a hill. Wow, these people were evil. So anyway, Lincoln gets into, I guess, just an armbar. I don't even know what. Lincoln Armstrong's Armstrong. And then after just getting absolutely whooped, decides to like leave town. Like, I don't know. It's a crazy story. There's so much more to it, man. You can look this up. Abraham's wrestling career. I just happened to come across a picture. Like, it was like a portrait of it, and I thought, this can't be real. And then I kind of looked into it, and I heard more and more people like talking about it on Reddit and stuff. And it's a whole thing, man. This, like, Abraham Lincoln was not only arguably the best president, but he could have kicked any other president's ass to date. Which, I mean, I don't know. Teddy Roosevelt might have given him a run for his money, but Abraham Lincoln was a massive human being, and it took some punk ass to like sneak up behind him with a gun to defeat him. Piece of shit. You ruined everything. We could have Abraham Lincoln forever because he would have lived forever. Okay, I'm sorry, RJ. I'm getting a little too excited. But that's it, guys. That's all I really wanted to talk about with the Nifty Nerd News. The last bit of thing, just kind of what I've been consuming these past 2 weeks. And it's plain and simple. One, my wife has been consuming a lot of, I was going to say Keyblade. It's called Kingdom Hearts. She's finally moved on from game 1 and game 2, and now she's playing 2.8, or I don't even know what the hell. Like, trying to follow the Kingdom Hearts storyline in the games is probably the hardest thing that I've ever done in my entire life. It's even harder than just trying to keep up with just normal shit, like comic books and stuff like that. On top of that, like trying to keep up with like what's happening in Kingdom Hearts is damn near impossible. So I've pretty much just stopped. Like, she just tells me what's going on. Yes, RJ. She just keeps telling me what's going on, and I just nod my head yes. I'm like, yeah, of course. Yeah, there's 3 Soras. Ansem's a good guy or a bad guy, depending on which game you're playing, and Goofy and Donald are always there. So that's kind of nice. And like Mickey's there too, but he's not really a playable character, so that friggin' sucks. For me, on the other hand, the game that I've been really consuming these past 2 weeks is Borderlands. I got a bunch of points from my dad, funny enough, like it's like I'm 12 again or whatever. And I don't even know how he got all these like $10 Nintendo point cards, but he gave them all to me. It was 50 altogether. So it was enough to get a brand new game. Or when I went to the Nintendo e-store, I saw the Handsome Jack bundle, basically, or I guess it's called the Handsome Jack bundle, Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel. And it was only for like $30. So I was like, you know what? Hail to the yeah, let's download this game, or these games. And I did. And I first started playing the first game, and it's been, I don't even know how many years. Okay, RJ. Since I played the first Borderlands, man, probably when it first came out, which is insane to me to think about. But it felt so horribly slow, and just it does not feel good. Even now, I've gotten more used to the controls, and like I've finally figured out the pace of the game, and like I'm really starting to flow with it, with like the weapons that I've selected and stuff. But after playing games like Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield, even Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, like this game feels so slow in comparison to the things. Like your movement speed is so slow, and it's not like an over encumbered thing. There's not that in this game. It's just, it's weird. And you know, since playing, I think the last one I played was Borderlands 3. Like the guns do different things from the first game compared to the most recent game, because in the most recent games, like Jacob's weapons, that's the brand name, they're most famous for like as fast as you can pull the trigger is as fast as they can shoot. That is not the case in the first game. They have higher damage, but they are extremely slow shooting weapons and extremely frustrating to use. In fact, they're not my favorite gun to use or weapon brand to use in the game. I think right now, currently my favorite is Vladov's weapons because they have really good rate of fire and great weapon damage. And wow, RJ, can you stop? No more. No. Just making him. Nerf. I'm okay. Everything's okay. He's a child. Don't hurt him.
Please.
I'm setting him up for adoption. Anyone who wants an annoying child, please take him. He's for free. You can have them. And this is a binding contract. Whoever accepts it. Anyway, so yeah, I've been playing a shit ton of Borderlands. I despite like the negative things that I've said about it, it's a lot of fun, man, because I'm reliving a part of like growing up in like my younger gaming day, not my young gaming days, but you know, like the prime of my gaming days, like where like just everything was perfect back in those days. And what is great though, still great, is the dialogue. It's hilarious. The jokes in the game are really funny without getting like too silly. Like it's still an interesting and serious and like has a serious side to it, like the storyline, but the game itself is very quite hilarious and a lot of fun. So I've been enjoying all that. Anyway, that's going to be it for the episode this week, guys. Thank you so much for sitting here and listening to me ramble for this week. I know we've been gone for a while, but hopefully this makes up for it and you guys enjoy it and you get to enjoy hearing my son RJ, Rodney is his real name, annoy the hell out of me. But that's all that we got for this week. RJ, you want to say bye? Bye, that's it. All right, I'll see you later. Thank you. All right, guys. Bry-Fy out.